Pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Denver Broncos. Hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we saw Larry focus on the tight end matchup in his open. You think it's one to watch, don't you?
Definitely one to watch because these guys can create such big plays by all the different things they can do. Line up out wide, in the slot, line up in a normal tight end position, and then who are you going to cover them with? Is it a linebacker, a defensive back? They create mismatches all throughout the game.
So here comes the Denver offense onto the field. And, Charles, you look back to 2017 and forward to 2018, and you think about the QB position. Few teams, I think, have as big of a quarterback dilemma as Denver has, right?
Well, let's face it. They went through Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch, Brock Osweiler all last season. No one took the position and just ran with it. I think someone joked with me the other day, is Craig Morton still available? Because he did take them to a Super Bowl when he was in Denver. The bottom line is, though, they've got to figure out that position, whether they have to go back into the draft or maybe possibly acquire a free agent. As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Here we go with 2nd and 7. A shotgun snap for Keenum. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
And he's got Hireman. And he's going to have down yard 35. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inch.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, this crowd does not like that call.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty's going against. But you and I both know.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. Let's go! From the red zone, it's Keenum. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. He'll get 3, but with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. From the gun, here's Keenum. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A call coming down.
Pass interference, defense.
Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, that was because of an interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
A good one, let me tell you.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. And now it's 2nd and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Devontae Booker taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts it psychologically a heck of a lot more.
This fielded at the... And a nice return sets him up here at the 30-yard line. They'll run it now. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Of a yard there, and now second.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
Eluding the pressure right. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll be out of bounds up near midfield at the 49. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
And no escaping this. He'll go down. They got him for a sack. Von Miller from his outside linebacker spot. He comes up to drop him for a loss of 10.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around. They're in the secondary.
Give him 16 yards on the play, and that'll make it third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now Flacco. And he's got Snead. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season opener opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 1 quarter down. 7-0 is our score. We're back to Baltimore after this. Second quarter now. Andy Gordon, Charles Davis with you. On second down, Collins. A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. A yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first the offense, second round the deep. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Von Miller in there to get him his sack now of the afternoon. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
The stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Denver Broncos, they missed out on the playoffs for the 2nd straight year. Their offense coming back onto the field here, and that's coming off that Super Bowl 50 win. I don't know that we expected them to go back-to-back-to-back or anything like that, but I certainly don't think we saw them missing the playoffs the last 2 years, right?
No, you're correct on that one. And a big part of it is, what's one of those old adages in sports that defense travels and defense is a constant? Well, the Broncos defense has been exactly that. I mean, look, they were 3rd all total defense in 2017. So the idea that they're going to type of a record with a defense that good, that just tells you about all the offensive struggles.
Yeah, we mentioned the quarterback troubles, and just 5-11 in 2017 for Denver. They'll fake the handoff. Now Keenum. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he into enemy territory. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion. Booker on first down. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Really good, solid run right there, and they did it from a 4-wide receiver set. And if you're an offensive coordinator, they used to tell people, hey, we're going to throw the football. Now they use 4 receivers on the field to spread things out, give them more running lanes and more options. So it usually takes the bigger defenders off the field, makes the defense lighter, easier to run against.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get rest and goal. And now whistles and a flag, and I here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look at the ball. Make sure it moves before you do.
They'll run it. This is and lined up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
They'll try Booker again, and he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Devontae Booker with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Broncos will extend their lead. And always a good hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more, and he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the Baltimores heading back out onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now. As the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. They fake the handoff. Now Flacco to pass. Steps away to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. That's good for a Raven first down. 15 yards there. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. We remind you that 2 minutes time will hand you off to Orlando, where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Wide open with complete. And they'll get him to the ground, but he got all the way down to the 30-yard line. Give it yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get.
There was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. They look to throw on 1st and 10 with Flacco. Drops it underneath for Collins. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football?
And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. And Tucker's kick right there, it's good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the drive takes him inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Devontae Booker getting ready to head back out. Unit. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
The drive starts with Devontae Booker, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. A 2nd down carry for Booker. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So they run it on 2nd down. Now let's see what 3rd down brings here for the offense.
Let's go.
They'll hand off to Booker. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And this one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. And tough starting field position here. They'll begin the drive with Collins. Room past the 20. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. That's good for a Raven 1st down, 15 yards there.
For so many years, I was convinced it was a myth, you know, because the smaller running back, well, he gets lost, you can't find him, and sometimes that's part of his genius. But it's true. You get behind big linemen, the defensive line guys trying to find him, trying to peek around people to see him, and he gets lost, but this guy gets lost in a good way for his offense. Get up big yardage.
And it winds up a terrific return, but markers are down. And this is going to come all the way back.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
So that will push him back.
And now we know why I have a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
10 and good to throw. And some space here. Past the 20. And he takes back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
The athleticism, because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll make it a 20 as his guys will set up shot at the 23-yard line. Joe Flacco here. We get a peek at what he's done so far in this game. That's the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it away. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground going forward. A right side catch by Crabtree. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal, have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks. Those guys are worth their gold.
A very solid gain of 27. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and that's exactly what they did there.
Flacco here on second down. Looking deep for Crabtree. And they went for a big play here on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the deject. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Von Miller in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. So the Broncos coming out now. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And man, complete. And he will go out of bounds up around the 45-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. 47 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from it, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike. Had an open time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. A touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So the incomplete pass brings up second down. On play action. Now King going up top. So the long attempt falls into the ground, and it brings up third.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Play action. It's Keith. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The 21 yards there is on third. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. On the handoff, this is Booker. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Devontae Booker, 26 yards. And the Broncos will add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion, military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
Now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really have an advantage.
Baltimore gets set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here?
Under pressure, and Flacco's got Derek Wolfe in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for...
Snead all alone. 30. All the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead taking it in. And the Ravens to the lead. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third back in this game.
And you know that there's an...
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you're trying to throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will at the 25. Now a play fake here on first. Oh, look at Thomas wide open.
Oh!
Still going. Give him 30 yards there.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
But he ran them really well. He had over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty.
And his friends call him the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. It's a 6-yard round, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out. But a running game can really team right now.
There's Keenum now on 2nd down. That's Sanders. And he'll go out of bounds down inside the 15-yard line. A nice gain of 25 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. From the red zone now, Keenum. That's caught. It's Thomas. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 6 there on first. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Devontae Booker taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Broncos will extend their lead. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now here come the Ravens. Throwing here on first down. Flacco. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
On 2nd down, Flacco to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll bring him down 27. Give him 8 on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Cool under pressure right there, finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. Just move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a first down. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Broncos are going to get football back in great field position. Here's Booker looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
But it was stopped. We've had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Running again, and again it's Booker. Just a second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest out rooting for either team. Really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
And McManus able to put it through. And that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that one's out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the where you can.
This is taken at the 3. A bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. On first down, Flacco. Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped. Von Miller able to disrupt yet another pass play, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Second down, Flacco now. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Adam Gotsis in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That sack back plays.
Well, it's apparent that these guys are getting after it right from the opening kickoff. They roll right downfield.
Gonna go down. Domata in there to drop him yet again, and he must be shell-shocked back there. That's now back-to-back-to-back sacks, and it's down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line flat out handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
That's taken on the 25. They'll be hard-pressed to match that one. That a 60-yard. And the Broncos take over. First down. Yeah. Devontae Booker getting ready to head back out there now with his offensive unit. I guess it goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for